Have you ever driven through a quiet neighborhood? The kind where kids play hopscotch on the sidewalk and everyone waves hello? Now, imagine finding out a dark secret lurks beneath that perfect facade. A secret that chills you to the bone. Today, we're diving into the disturbing story of John List, a seemingly ordinary man who committed an unthinkable act. This is a tale of a meticulously planned crime, a family vanished, and a manhunt that spanned nearly 2 decades. Buckle up, because this one's a doozy. Let's rewind to the picture-perfect 1950s. John List was the embodiment of the successful middle-class man. A devoted husband, loving father, and respected vice president at a bank, the Lists lived in a grand colonial mansion in Westfield, New Jersey. John was a man of routine, but beneath that facade, cracks were beginning to show. Financial troubles loomed. Whispers of a potential bank audit swirled around John. The pressure to maintain his picture-perfect life intensified. John became withdrawn, his once jovial demeanor replaced by a quiet desperation. The once lively List household grew eerily silent. His family, completely unaware of the storm brewing within him, simply attributed it to work stress. Little did they know, a chilling plan was taking root in John's mind. On a seemingly ordinary day in November 1971, John sent his children off to school with a chilling lie. Armed with 2 handguns, John embarked on his gruesome mission. The details are as horrifying as they are precise. He first shot his wife, then his elderly mother, who lived with them. The house, once filled with laughter, now echoed with the deafening silence of death. With a chilling sense of normalcy, John even made himself lunch. He then meticulously closed his own and his mother's accounts, ensuring there would be no immediate financial trail. John then did something even more unsettling. He attended his eldest son's soccer game, blending seamlessly into the crowd of cheering parents. The facade remained intact, a mask hiding the darkness within. Days turned into weeks. Neighbors began to wonder where the Lists were. The children never returned from their supposed visit to their grandmother. John meticulously crafted letters, forging his wife's handwriting, to explain their continued absence. However, a keen school administrator noticed inconsistencies in the letters, and a flicker of suspicion ignited. Police were called. Upon entering the house, a scene of unimaginable horror unfolded. The bodies of John's wife, mother, and teenage daughter lay decomposing in their respective bedrooms. The silence was deafening, broken only by the buzzing of flies and the heavy footfalls of the officers. The youngest children, thankfully, were still at school, blissfully unaware of the tragedy that had befallen their family. The news of the List family murders sent shockwaves through the quiet community of Westfield. John, the well-respected businessman, was now a prime suspect. Yet, the house offered no clues as to John's whereabouts. No signs of a struggle, no forced entry. It was as if John had simply vanished. A nationwide manhunt was launched. John's face plastered on wanted posters became a chilling reminder of the family's tragic demise. The authorities, desperate for leads, released snippets of John's meticulously crafted letters, hoping someone would recognize his wife's forged handwriting. Years passed. The case grew cold. The once vibrant List home stood empty, a constant reminder of the family's horrific fate. John Jr. and Frederick, orphaned and traumatized, were placed in foster care, their lives forever shattered. Meanwhile, John, under the assumed identity of Robert Clark, had built a new life for himself in Denver, Colorado. He worked as an accountant, married again, and even had a daughter he named Patty, a chilling echo of the daughter he had murdered. John, it seemed, was trying to create a new, normal life on top of a foundation of lies and bloodshed. In 1989, nearly 2 decades after the List family vanished from Westfield, A seemingly insignificant act shattered the meticulously constructed reality John had built for himself. Fate, however, had a cruel sense of humor. During a routine background check for a volunteer position at a local church play, a watchful woman named Dolores Thompson noticed a disquieting echo from the past. As she scrutinized Robert Clark's application, a face flickered in her memory, a face she'd seen plastered on countless wanted posters years ago. The resemblance between Robert Clark and John List, the fugitive suspected of murdering his entire family, was simply too uncanny to ignore. Dolores, with a heavy heart but a clear conscience, contacted the authorities. The tip, a single phone call, was all it took. John List, the man who vanished into thin air like a ghost, was finally within reach. The meticulously crafted facade of Robert Clark crumbled under the weight of scrutiny, revealing the cold-blooded killer beneath. John List, once a respected businessman and seemingly loving father, would now face the consequences of his horrific actions. His carefully constructed world, built on lies and deceit, lay in ruins. In 1994, after a lengthy and emotionally draining trial, John List was convicted of 5 counts of first-degree murder. The once upstanding pillar of the community stood exposed as a monster. He received a sentence of life in prison, a small comfort for the lives he had so brutally taken. John List died behind bars in 2008, taking some of his secrets and motivations to the grave. Whether his actions were fueled solely by financial despair, a crippling mental breakdown, or a combination of both, remained a matter of speculation. The John List case cast a long shadow over the quiet community of Westfield. The once idyllic neighborhood became synonymous with a chilling tragedy. The house on Westfield Avenue, a monument to a shattered family, stood empty for years, a constant reminder of the horrific events that transpired within its walls. Eventually, the house was torn down, but the memory of the List family murders lingers. The case serves as a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and the darkness within a seemingly ordinary person can be unfathomable. It's a story that raises more questions than it answers, a cautionary tale urging us to look beyond the facade and acknowledge the complexities and potential dangers that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.